Okay, so like, I just want to say that like every time I press record on the camera, a different thing happens. And by a different thing happens, I mean like a different thing comes out of my mouth from the time before. So basically what I'm saying is I don't have a script, nor do I have a subject for this video or a topic really. I'm just kind of talking. So if you are into just listening to random people talk on the internet, then welcome to my channel. And thank you for clicking on my video to listen to me be random. I don't know what the video is going to be called yet. I do have something that I kind of wanted to talk about, but again, there's going to be absolutely no structure to this video. It's going to be all over the place, and I know this because this is like my 5th time pressing record. And it's tragic, really. It's not the best, but you know what? I think as long as I keep putting forth the effort, something good will happen. But also, I'm gonna probably look into maybe making a loose script next time I turn on the camera to speak. Also, happy Memorial Day. I don't think I'm gonna be uploading this on Memorial Day, but it's Memorial Day 2022. Ooh, Jesus, I just burped. So happy Memorial Day. I'm currently eating cereal out of a box in my room because people are cooking downstairs and it is Memorial Day. So also, for anybody who's like, why would you go on the internet looking like this? I put glitter on my eyelids, and I feel like I also put on eyeliner. So looking like what exactly? And I filled in my eyebrows a little bit, so I didn't come on looking like a complete hot mess. And I just also want to mention that my shoulder is showing because I want people to get the vibe that I'm cool. Like I want people to look at my thumbnail and be like, that looks like somebody who's chill and cool. And so that's what I'm doing. So yeah, I look a little bit of a hot mess, and back in the day I would have never dreamed of going on the internet without doing my hair and makeup, but today I'm just like, that's too much effort to turn on a camera, so I'm just gonna turn on the camera with as little effort as possible. So now that we is like about 2 minutes into the video, I'm gonna just go ahead and get started on like a topic that I for sure know that I did want to bring up, and that's just because I feel like I haven't talked about it or even thought about it in a while, and it is about a dream that I had a really long time ago. Why I want to talk about it today, I have no idea, but I will say that this Memorial Day, there is a new moon, and I don't know like the features of the new moon or whatever, astrologically speaking, because I'm not an astrologian or astrologer. I'm clearly not. So like, if you want to know what new moon it is, like if it's a new moon in Taurus or a new moon, and let me actually check. Oh, I can't because I'm using my phone to record this. So I'll like put a link, or no, I won't. I'll just put like a descriptor for what new moon it is if y'all care. But it's supposed to be like a really big deal. And the energy is supposed to be like a shifting type of energy, and honestly I can feel the shift because, oh Jesus, let me tell you, Mercury in retrograde has been interesting. To have 2 eclipses in retrograde, girl, was the first eclipse in retrograde? I don't know, but this month was intense. Like energetically it was intense. Like, that's not what I'm here to talk about right now, but I just like, if anybody else felt how intense those energies were, or if anybody else like did a lot of spiritual healing and heavy lifting and all of that stuff, and feel like you like cleared that traumatic energy that you'd been holding on to for all of these years and for all of that time, and you were finally able to release it with this eclipse, girl, me too. Me too. It was pretty dope, I ain't gonna lie. But honestly, I really should have laid off the devil's lettuce. I really should have, because I'm a channeler, like a heavy channeler. And I am deeply spiritual and all that jazz. But I'm like a heavy channeler, and let me tell you, when I'm like it's intense. Like my spirit guides and like angels, they already come through pretty strong, but like when I'm reaching for the heavens, yeah, we'll say it like that, when I'm reaching for the heavens, oh boy, they come through like way too intensely. Like I'd be thinking, you know what, I'm not even gonna go into it. But anyways, see, I told you this video was gonna be random. I do not know why you clicked on it, but thank you. In any case, I wanted to mention this dream that I had about, what is it? It's 2022. Dang, I had this dream like, dang, I sound old. I had this dream like 12 years ago, maybe 12 to 14 years ago. And yeah, I think, look, I'm not good at math, but let's just say it was around 2008 or 2009, okay? And this dream I thought was so interesting because it was like, you know, around 2008, people were already like, oh, the world is gonna end in 2012. What are we gonna do? And I myself was very much, I'm gonna ascend and I'm gonna like go to another planet and I'm finally gonna go home and I'm gonna be with my real spirit family. And all of this stuff. And I literally was like going around telling people, y'all, I'm not about to be here in 2012. Like, peace, have fun on Earth. You guys suck. I was the worst, basically. But anyway, yeah. So I was like on this, or a part of this community on the internet. It was like a website called starseed.net that I'm pretty sure is no longer active or available anymore, but I used to post on there so I could get like a more accurate timestamp for when I had this dream, because I posted about the dream around the time that I had it, because I wanted to see what like other people in the Starseed community at that time were thinking about it. And they were really nice. I'm not gonna get into it, but like the community was just really nice. Everybody was really supportive and blah 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 words and stuff. Maybe if you go on like the Wayback Machine or whatever, you can find it. I don't know why anybody would want to. But me and my sister used to post on there. Because we're twins. I said twins. We actually are twins. But anyway, I had this dream back in the day, and this dream was like the first of its kind that I remember having, because I will say that like, how do I say, I've always been an active dreamer, and I've always been like very aware of my dreams and had very psychic dreams and multi-dimensional dreams for pretty much my whole life. And I've always had like sleep paralysis, which I always call a precursor to astral projection. But like sometimes you just want to skip the sleep paralysis part and go straight to astral projection, but that's unrelated. But again, like, I'm just gonna remind everybody, in case anybody forgot, this video is random and all over the place. There's no structure. So if you're like, girl, get to the point, I don't know how to do that, so I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. But basically I had this dream, and I'm gonna stay on topic. I had this dream, and it was like honestly, I feel like it was the first time that I met this spirit guide and was like aware that that's probably what he was. And not spirit guide, I mean like ascended master type spirit guide. I think somebody is about to come in here, but I don't know. And he was very sage, like, yeah, very sage, like, and kind of like a wizard. I don't know, I'm just trying to like paint a picture without using too many descriptors, because I feel like if I say he was kind of like a sage or a wizard, then you kind of, you know what that is. So like, you know, this ascended master type dude, he comes to me in a dream, and he like takes me to this planet that is observing or like looking over the earth. And that is, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I'm like trying to think about the planet, because I even remember like small details of the planet, like the aura of the planet was kind of lavender. That's the best I can do. Like, it just had lavender vibes. I don't know. Like my room. So basically, this planet is like overseeing, that's the word, overseeing the ascension of Earth. And I can't say if there actually is a planet because honestly, I don't be looking into this stuff that much. I don't be on the internet that much. I just mostly experience stuff internally, so I can't, so if anybody has had similar experiences where they've been on a planet that's literally like overseeing the ascension of Earth, I would not know about that. I wouldn't know about it. I just know that that's what I saw, and that probably was just like a symbolism for the dream so that we could have like a symbolic space to observe the planet. But he took me to this planet and I'm like, I didn't do anything except for stand on the surface of the planet and look down at Earth. So it's not like I was like, you know, all over the place doing fun stuff. It was just, we were simply there for the sake of observing. And I'm looking down on Earth and I'm like, that's cool. So what's going on? Why are we here? Very much the vibe. And he's like, 11:11, y'all. He was basically like saying the people on the planet are asleep. And but this was a long time ago, so a lot of the details are kind of vague, but I just remember him saying something along the lines of the planet is asleep, everybody on the planet is asleep. And the insinuation, and I only say insinuation because I don't remember if he said it was our job to wake them up or if he was saying that we have to wake them up. So I don't remember like specifically what he said, but it was something along the lines of we have to wake them up. That was like, that's the most accurate description of what I can say that was said or whatever. I know I'm not good at English, I'm sorry, okay? But anyway, he was basically like, we have to wake them up, they aren't awake, all of them are asleep. And I'm like, you know, in my mind, I'm like, what does that even mean? Because I don't have, well, back then I've always been a very like internal person. Like I've always had a very rich inner life. And I've always been very, I haven't always been awake, I'll say that. I definitely have always been very deeply intuitive and like spiritual and stuff like that, but I haven't always acknowledged that, I think. Yeah. And so like back then when he's like, everybody is asleep, I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, I don't even know what that means. What do you want me to do with that information? But it was like I understood what he was saying, but I didn't like comprehend it necessarily. But I could feel like what he was saying. It made sense. It was like I was looking down on a planet full of people who had their eyes closed, like walking around with their eyes closed. And it's kind of weird. Like, it's kind of weird because, you know, you don't really, or at least at the time, I never really thought about people as being asleep or awake, and I didn't really hear a lot of that kind of verbiage going around. I didn't hear a lot of that kind of conversation happening in real life at the time, and that could be due to just the circles that I was in. People in my circle weren't really talking about that kind of stuff, and the only person that I really knew who did talk about that kind of stuff was more like into the Illuminati, not like not like into the spiritual and stuff, although they were a Pisces, so I don't know I might not know what I'm talking about, because they did introduce me to a lot of stuff that helped me wake up in the first place. So anyway, he's like telling me about how this planet is asleep and we have to wake them up. And I'm just like, okay. I'm like, okay, well, let's go wake them up. That was very much like how I remember it going. And like, then I flew away on an alligator. So I don't know what to do with that information. I really don't even know why I felt the urge to talk about that dream today, because as of today, I would say, oh my gosh, yeah, maybe that is relevant now, because I do feel like a lot of people are waking up, and I do feel like we definitely are in a time where a lot more people are becoming spiritually aware or spiritually inclined. And I was gonna say I myself just started doing yoga. So, beginner's yoga, just to be clear. And I'm pretty out of shape, so this is like, it's hard. It's hard out here for a pimp, you know? It's hard, but I'm trying. And but I want to say it's exciting, but it really isn't for me yet, because I feel like part of me is like, that's really exciting that people are waking up. That's exciting. And you see signs of it. I see signs of it, but I just feel like for me, I don't really know how to put it. I guess like, okay, so I'm kind of still thinking about how I want to transition into this part of the video, which again, I'm just gonna repeat for like the third or fourth time. This is a random video. I don't have like a structure for anything that I want to talk about, so my mind is like blanking a lot when it comes to words, because I don't be reading my dictionary or my thesaurus, so I'll be having to like reach I'll be having to like reach for the vocabulary to articulate what I be trying to say, and it's difficult. Okay, your girl needs to read more. I really do. That might help. Instead of listening to audiobooks, I should just read a book myself. That'll help me a lot. But back to the point. The point is, where we left off, or at least where I'm going to be picking up at, is I was talking about Ascension, which I'm so tired of saying this, y'all. Like, recording is hard, especially when you like mess up a lot or you blank a lot. Like, you have to record the same thing over and over again, and every time you say it, it feels, or every time you repeat a sentence that you've already said like 1,000 times, it just like takes a little piece of you. So it's just like, I need to be transparent. Some things I am repeating, and I just have lost the energy to say it with enthusiasm. I don't know if any of that came out in English like how I think it did, but the prayer is the prayer is that it did, and that y'all are picking up what I'm putting down, at least on some level. And if you aren't, then like, let's try to pick up on the psychic vibes of what I'm saying. Let's do that instead. Let's do that, because I feel like that'll come across more clearly. And sorry, the lighting has changed kind of. I feel like there's no light like sunlight, you know what I'm saying? But I got my ring light here, so if it gets too dark, I'll turn it on, but I doubt that will happen. So yeah, basically back to the point. I was saying I was excited about people ascending, blah, 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 blah. So the whole reason that I was saying that is because even though it is an exciting time in terms of like people waking up and realizing their spiritual, like their multi-dimensional selves and spiritual beings and all of that stuff, it's like I just want to be kind of like, you know, I want to be a part of it, and I don't know how else to articulate this. Like, I don't know how to articulate it. It's like, I hear people are waking up, and I see signs of it in the world, and I see these spiritual people on YouTube who I think are really cool, and I admire a lot of them. And because, you know, like, that's what I want to do. I'm not gonna brag or anything, but I've been ordained for about 5 years by a monastery. And I'm like, I definitely have always been told I have a punch me face, so, but don't punch me, that's not nice. But like, I definitely have been ordained. I haven't done anything with my license, but I've been ordained for a while, and just spiritually speaking, I'm a light worker, and I'm like a healer. So like, I heal energies and stuff like that. I haven't had any like official training or anything, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, everything that I do is intuitive, but I do spiritual work and I practice spiritual work, and like really like spirituality is a huge part of my life. I don't want to say it's my whole life, but I will say that I don't go a day without talking to my spirit guides or like trying to incorporate a meditative practice. I've now incorporated yoga, as I mentioned earlier, which doesn't necessarily make you more spiritual in and of itself, but like it doesn't hurt to have some kind of practice just to kind of help. I don't know why I'm talking about all this stuff. Basically, the point is, like, I know that these people like are out here in these streets. I know that people who are waking up are out here in these streets. I know that people who have been awake for a long time are out here in these streets. And you know what, I don't know if I mentioned it yet, but I'm an Aquarius. I don't know if I mentioned that. I'm an Aquarius. So like, just by nature, what do you know about Aquarius? We're very introverted and we tend to spend a lot of time in hermit mode and are very not the best at communicating. So to say that I don't have a lot of friends is not an overstatement in the least. And the one friend that I do have, I honestly feel like I've exhausted him with this topic. Like, all I ever want to talk about is ascension and spirituality and my dreams and the fifth dimension and all of this stuff. And honestly, I think he's tired of me. He would never say it, but I think he's tired of it. And I just kind of like want to be a part of a community of people who are as invested in this part of life as I am. Like, people who like breathe spirituality, not in an extreme way. Like, I'm not talking about nothing extreme. I just mean like the conversations that give me life and the things that give me life in general are like interactions where I'm speaking with people or speaking, I don't know. Like I said, I need to get me a dictionary. Like, I'm not the best at articulating and I don't really know what I'm trying to say, except that I just want to meet more people like me. I guess you could say like-minded people. Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it. I don't know why I had to jump through hoops to get there, but I got there. But yeah, I just want to be a part of a community of like-minded people. Look, I heard that like if you try too hard to find your spirit family, or like your soul tribe, as they say, that it comes across as desperate. And I'm totally not desperate at all. But like, if you just like want to like slide in or something, if you just like feel a vibe or whatever, feel free to contact me. That's all I'm saying. But basically, I guess like, it's like, yes, I feel the shift in the energy around us, but it's just like there are so few people with which I can like interact in a meaningful way when it comes to that part of life. And for me, that's the more impactful, bigger part of life. And that's the area that I want to spend my focus on. And you know, I mean, I'm making a video today because I woke up and the universe said you have to make a video today, and I said I'm gonna go with the flow. I'm gonna do what the divine is guiding me to do. I'm no longer going to pick my own path and hope shit works out. Excuse my French. But I'm not gonna do it anymore. It's not working for me. I'm gonna do what the universe guides me to do. That's what my intention is, and that's why I'm making this video today. And yeah, it would be super dope to like meet like-minded people. It would be awesome. It would be so cool. I would love to meet people who want to like practice telepathy and see how that goes. Or like people who are like, yeah, let's have like a spiritual festival. Let's like celebrate the new moons together. Let's you know, do whatever. Let's heal each other's chakras. Let's align our energies. Let's do whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying words at this point, but you know what I mean, or at least somebody knows what I mean. And really, like, I put a lot of thought into the way that I'm trying to articulate things, but I don't know how it's coming across. So it could sound like this child is just on some stuff. But like, I really do. I'm just playing around with my light right now. I'm about to plug it in, so hold on. Anyway, my third eye is like doing a thing right now. It's like doing a thing. But anyway, I really do just want to find a community of people to be a part of and to experience this process with, instead of feeling like I'm just always doing it alone and like kind of hoping that somebody will come along who also gets it, and that they won't be so far away, like on the internet or inaccessible, or I don't know how to say words, but you know, I feel like I'm communicating enough for you to kind of understand where I'm coming from. I just want to be a part of the community, not an observer of the community, I guess. Does that make sense? Because I definitely very much am of the vibe of the community, and I'm ready to have a community. I'm ready to be a part of life, and that is what my hope is. I know this video is really long, but you know, I don't care. I don't care. Like, I'm just gonna talk as long as I need to talk, and if you want to stick around, then I think that's really cool. But if you feel like you are kind of looking for the same thing that I'm looking for, then I don't know, maybe I'll magically find a title for this video that will attract you. And you can like, you know, actually, I'm just gonna like leave my Instagram in the description, because that's like one of the only social medias that I will possibly use. So I'm gonna leave my Instagram in the description, and if you are also looking for people with which to engage in these kinds of topics with, and maybe expand our consciousness together and talk about these topics and get excited about all of the things that are coming up together and the ascension of the planet, which is so exciting. Like, I see it virtually every night. I see it often, and it really is gonna be something. Like, it's coming along nicely, I'll say. But there's still some work to do before we get there, and I just want to engage with other people who feel it too and who see it too. So again, I'm gonna leave my information in the description, and hopefully somebody will come across this. I don't know. The end. So thanks for clicking on my video, and I'm gonna like totally get this edited, and let's say today is Monday. I'm gonna try to upload it by Wednesday. And next time you see me, maybe I won't look like I just woke up and also have many bags, because I'm very young and youthful, and I'm never gonna die. I'm gonna stop there though. I'm gonna, cause now I'm doing a lot. Okay, bye.